Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Kaz. You're the first in the room tonight, so welcome. It's been a big week for music. Tell me in the comments who you've got to see live or what you've been listening to this week, because the weekend for me, I was supposed to be at a gig and didn't make one, and all sorts of things happened, but I got to hear lots of new music and see a couple of different shows that weren't music shows, which was really cool. We've got Courtney Keil joining us tonight. We've got lots of shows coming up in the next few weeks, but Courtney, we wanted to chat to her because she's got a new single out, but she's also got an album coming out, so we want to have a chat to her about that. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. We're going to welcome her into the room. Hi, Paula. Hi, Patrick. Hello.
Hello.
We're back to different rooms again.
I know. It was so nice at Tamworth being able to do it in person together.
I know. Oh, it was funny because you walked into the People's Choice Awards, and because our interview was after that, and I saw you, and I'm like, "That's Courtney." Hang on, I have to look twice because I don't think I've ever seen your whole body.
I know, and that's what I always find the funniest thing after COVID of spending so much time on Zoom with people. It's always people's height that you're like, "Oh, they're taller than I was expecting," or "Oh, they're shorter than I expected."
Yes, I know. And that's what I was like, I had to look twice before I walked up to you guys. I'm sure that's Courtney.
It's Danni.
Wait till she fully turns around. It was
I love it.
It was so good to see you and to get to watch you win your award. So congratulations. And then see you thank you at the awards the Saturday as well. We got to see each other a bit. So that was really nice.
It was just so special, and Tamworth, that's the best thing about Tamworth is you get to finally catch up with all the people that you've talked to throughout the year or kept in touch on social media. It's just so nice to finally be in the same room as each other.
Yeah, it's my favourite time of year. And I know that every year you go and we always book our calendars so flat out. But I think this year people were better at not overbooking themselves and still having a bit of time to get to a few things this year. I think
so. And I think because we're all so excited just to be back there, it's like we've got to go do as much as we can and see as many shows. And
yeah, I know. It's we'll catch up for tea, but no, you never do in Tamworth, but you do catch up at shows. So you always sort of pop in.
Like, hi, bye.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I'm just going to go and see them sing one song, then I'm going to rush across town to the next one to see them sing just one song, and then I'll go to the next one.
It's worth it. It's so worth it.
Yeah, it is 100%. It's always fun. But it's nice to be a little bit cooler. It's not a lot cooler down here at the moment, but a little bit. How's it been for you? Have you guys been suffering like Brisbane?
It's been quite warm. Like we've had a few really humid days. We also got buckets of rain last week. It was crazy on Thursday night. From what I'm even hearing from people who are long-time locals to the Central Coast here, they have not even seen anything like what it was. Was like the main street of Terrigal was underwater. It was crazy. It was very bizarre. It just happened so quick, and then it all receded really quick. And it was only through about 15 minutes, and everyone went,
"What? Did that happen? Did I dream that?"
Yeah. So we've had, a bit of rain, but it's been very humid. Today I've got the fan coming and everything.
Yeah, right. So, no, well, we've been about 20, 29, I think my car said it was when I got into it today. So not terrible, but we don't get that. We don't have that really horrible humid heat. That's what pushes it over the edge, I think.
Makes your hair go crazy and your makeup. Chuck a headband on.
Exactly. My cat is just above me. I did think I locked him out of the room, and if he jumps on me right now, he's staring down at me from the top of the bed. So if I get knocked out, it's my cat. That's just my cat. He's stealing the spotlight.
He wants to be on camera. That's what it is. He wants to be on camera.
Right. He's a devil. He's the devil, that one. Kaz has popped in and she said, who gets to eat in Tamworth? That's a very good point. Well, Courtney and I did. We went to this awesome little place. What was it called? I've forgotten the name.
My favorite, the Pig and Tinder Box. I recommend to everyone. I'm so glad you went because it's so good.
It's so good. Oh my gosh! But I walked out of there feeling like I was going to roll down the street. I was so full. And then they said, "Would you like some desserts?" And we looked at the menu and we're like, "We can't say no." You're good. I actually don't have room, but I'm going to find it.
Make it count. Fit it in.
I had panna cotta. I think it was a purple panna cotta. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Good. Oh,
what did you do? You always go? Do you go something different every time?
Well, I try to get to Pig and Tinder Box at least once every Tamworth because I love it. And, have your favourites on the menu and you mix it up, try new things if they've got specials. But then went to Vietnamese this time as well, which was really nice, just off Peel Street. And that was delicious too.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Yum. There's lots of good food there.
Popular. There's so much good food in Tamworth. That's, what I love. Everything's walking distance from the main area. So if you're seeing shows or going to the park, it's just so good.
I love that. We actually, because where we were staying, we had a car park in our hotel, and we hardly got in the car because our hotel was probably closer than any of the car parks.
That was the best spot where you were. My goodness, you snagged a great location.
Yeah. That was good. That was all Mum. That was all her. She found it. She sent me a message, and I think I was working, and I didn't write back because I was at work. And by the time I messaged her that afternoon, she's like, "It's too late. It's booked." Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. I think we might do that next year
as well, which is awesome.
There's lots of people. So there is. I was about to bring some of those up. Paul has popped in and said, "How are you?" And Patrick is saying hello. Ronnie's in as well.
Oh, Ronnie, there you are too. Hey, Ronnie. So nice to see all of you here.
There's lots of people.
Your messages.
Oh, so that's a beaut spot. Lots of name changes. Yes,
I've heard that over the years. It's taken many different forms, but big fan of it now.
Yes, love it. It was very nice. Now, Tamworth was so busy, but you've kind of hit the ground running this year. You've released a new single, and you've been teaching and all sorts of things. How's it all going?
It's been very busy, that's for sure. Tamworth feels like a lifetime ago, yet only last week. So it's been great just really getting into things this year and jumping straight in with an early release, I guess, early jumping in and while preparing for the album next week and my launch show. It's just been awesome. And now I do some teaching for Gina Jeffries as well. So some of her students through her wonderful singing school and music school, I get to teach some vocal classes, also some mentoring for artists, which has been so lovely to, be able to share some of the things I've been taught over the years and, pass it on, which is awesome.
Was teaching something that you originally thought you would go down that path, or is that just something that's come up as you've sort of grown in the industry?
It's probably just something that's come, at the right opportunity and the right time. And, I've just really learned so much from incredible teachers over the years that, when any opportunity pops up, it's like, I want to be able to share, what I've been taught and all the wisdom people have given me, because it can be so hard as a new singer or as a new artist to know where to start, what to do. So I figure if it's stuff that I've learned, hopefully I can impart that onto them. And everyone's obviously got to go down their own path themselves. But I really enjoy it. It's really nice. And some of the kids are so sweet. And they're I teach all ages, but it's really nice seeing, everyone's passion for it, and whether it's a kid or whether it's someone older, it's just really, really wonderful.
Yeah. It is so lovely to see. But I think that the really good thing about teaching, especially in this industry, is there's so many people that will lead people in the wrong directions for the wrong reasons. So the more we have people like yourself out there teaching for the right reasons and you're learning their mistakes as well as, what direction you want to go in. It's nice to have some guidance that's not there just out to get something out of it.
Absolutely.
And I love that you can do that. Dale has popped in to say hello.
Hi, Dale.
Ryan's in the room as well.
Hi, Ryan.
And Kaz said you've got a great song and she loves it. And Jen said,
thanks, Kaz. And hey, Jen. Nice to see you all.
With so many people in the room. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your current single before we go on to your album. Are we allowed to talk about the album yet, or is that?
Of course, of course we can. It's exciting.
It's so exciting. But
I
Let's
know.
Pretend is the current single for another week. Another week or so. Tell us a little bit about that one, and then we can talk about the album.
Absolutely. So Let's Pretend came out last Friday, which is so exciting because this is one of my favorites that we'd written, and we finished it and recorded it all probably back in May last year. So been sitting on it for a little while now, and I fell in love with it when I wrote it with Rod McCormack, my producer and, songwriting buddy for this whole album, along with Sally Barris, who is also the lovely writer who co-wrote my last single, Always First.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
It's just a really special song. It's tapping into more of the deeper storytelling side of my music and getting a bit more vulnerable, which, can be hard to do at times, to go a bit more vulnerable. But, I've just really, really enjoyed getting to, I guess, share a little bit more about heartbreak and, and being in different stages of relationships over the time. And this song really was just inspired by, having a conversation with my mum and, saying, I don't know, how this is going to go, or is it going to work or not? And kind of just deciding to pretend, let's pretend it's all going to be okay. It's all going to work out and it's all going to be fine, So it's a very special song for me. And I just hope that people connect to it and love it as much as I do.
I think it's a lovely song, and it's good because it reminds you, how when you're at that point in that relationship, whether it be a partner or a friendship or any kind of relationship, you don't really know that. You've all those answers that you're bringing up in that song, and then you think, well, let's pretend and enjoy it while it's happening, whatever that unfolds to be. And it doesn't matter if it ends bad. Enjoy it while it's happening. We forget that.
Because it can be a bit scary, in the beginning, and it can be quite, daunting to be going, what's going to happen? But it's like, go to that place of, live in the fantasy world, let yourself fall, let yourself, just go through the motions of it, whether it works out great or doesn't. It's like, that's almost beside the point. It's like, let yourself, be in that moment.
Exactly. It's a good reminder. Now, there's loads of comments. So if I've missed any, please pop them in again, and I will definitely get to them. Kaz said, she can't wait to review your album. I can't wait to read the review, Kaz. That's what I love.
So supportive.
One of your friends has got 15th single coming out soon.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's awesome. Good job.
That is fantastic. And Ronnie said he's loving the song. Dale said he can't wait for his copy to arrive.
Pre-orders will go out on Monday for anyone that's pre-ordered. I'll be sending them out early next week, so they should be, hopefully, if Australia Post is all good, it'll be on its way by, release day. Hopefully it should be in your letterbox.
And if it's not, remember, blame Australia Post. I've
done my best.
It's so hard, isn't it? Knowing, and then you don't want it to get there too early because you don't want to. It's a whole nother level of
your hands.
Yes, exactly. Now tell us, it's coming out next week. If people want to pre-order, can they still do that?
Of course they can. They can head over to my website, CourtneyKeil.com. That's where I have all my pre-orders, and, you can pre-order it all the way up until the song comes out, and then you can just order it. So, it's available now to grab a copy of. I've got some new merch, which is cool too. I've got some caps.
You do. I saw the cups. I like your new cups.
Yeah, you've got mugs. Yeah. So have a look, and you can obviously get it on streaming as well. So when it's out next Friday, it'll be on all the usual places too. Yeah.
Can you pre-save the whole album at the moment?
Yes, I haven't actually really put that up. I probably should, but yes, you can pre-save the album online too. So I'll do a push out of that as well. But it's
hard to know. I wasn't sure because I knew you had the single coming out so close, and I thought, maybe you can't do that yet. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to.
I know it's hard because you want to promote people to go to the single, but then you also want to promote to the album. So it's like, I've got to promote a show as well. You're trying to just not overload.
Yes, exactly.
Constantly promoting it, everyone. But. Yeah, it's exciting times, and I'm just so thrilled that it's finally on its way.
Me too. It feels like we've been waiting so long for this one. Brendan said that good luck with your debut album.
Thanks so much.
And Paula, is it available?
It will be available just mainly on my website or at my shows. But one really cool thing that is going to be available at some JB Hi-Fis, which I think it went to print on the 9th. I'm on the cover of this month's Scenester magazine, which is a really awesome music magazine. So if you're out and about and happen to be in JB Hi-Fi, especially in New South Wales, you might see my face on the cover, which is really cool.
If you have one, you better send us a photo, because I will check out. We have one JB Hi-Fi store near me, so I will go and check that out. But
I haven't seen it yet, so I've been calling and asking, have they been delivered yet? Have they been delivered yet?
Where are they? Yeah.
Please, I've got to be patient.
It's too hard, isn't it? It's too hard. Dale has asked, are you going to do a tour?
That's the hope. I'm hoping to share more on the more shows front as the year goes on, as it's, one of those crazy things I've been trying to build up to the album and get through all this awesome stuff while already also thinking about getting back into the studio and recording more. It's weird to think that, the album's not out yet, but I'm already thinking about the next one. But, as songwriters, that's what we love to do, is just constantly be thinking, okay, what's next? What is the next story I want to share with everyone? So I think it's going to be a busy year, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing whatever it brings, hoping to get onto some festivals, play some more shows around the place, and get out to meet people and see people, because still, after COVID and all the lockdowns, I've been super lucky to get to do a bunch of really awesome shows, but I just would love to get to meet people in real life so much more as well, because social media is great, but nothing beats being at a live show.
No, exactly. And because you did have so much coming up when COVID hit too. You had quite a few on the road shows booked, so now you're trying to juggle, because you've got the songs, the albums, and I don't know how you're doing
Good
it
things
all.
to have to juggle. It's great.
Isn't it? Jules has popped in and she said hello.
Hey,
Jules.
Beautiful publicist, my beautiful publicist.
Yes, she's fantastic, isn't she?
She's the
I don't know how she does it. She has so much going on. She is. I don't think she sleeps. I'm pretty sure she doesn't need to sleep. I wish I didn't need to sleep. It'd be so good.
No. No, I like sleep too much.
I would love to not have to eat and not have to sleep, because I'd save so much money and I'd get so much done. So,
True. I'd give up sleep, but I don't think I'd ever give up food, because I just like food too much.
It's so good, especially cheese. Cheese and chocolate. Yes. Cheese and chocolate are the two hard things. I don't buy chocolate, because if it's in the house, it's fair game.
I just like to always have chocolate handy. There always needs to be some. And if I go into the pantry or the fridge and there's none, I'm like, I ate it all.
The anxiety. It gets really bad when you get to the point where, I have to go for the cooking chocolate. It's desperate times when that happens.
Been there many
times. Are there any chocolate chips for the cooking left?
The dark chocolate chips that taste like
awful
candle wax.
But it's better than none. The things we have to do.
No, it's sad, isn't it, to admit, but keeping it real on here.
But it's so hard for the chocolate lovers at the moment, because Easter eggs have been out since Boxing Day, and Easter eggs are the best chocolate. They just taste different, and
they do.
Every time I'm at the supermarket, it's really hard to walk by them.
Oh, absolutely. You walk past and it's like, nope, Courtney, self-control. It's not Easter yet.
Yeah, I know, it's hard. It's very hard. Cheese and chocolate, exactly. Okay. All the good things. Cheese, chocolate, and wine, if we want to take it one step further.
Yeah, the best trio known to man.
Yes, exactly right. Now, tell us a little bit about the album. How many songs? And I know you've obviously got some of the singles that you've already released, but how many songs in total? And this album feels like it's been in the works for so long. Do you feel like, are you sick of the songs yet, or are you actually excited to get them out in the world?
Oh, I'm so excited. And I think because it has been quite a long process to get to now, I haven't had the chance to get sick of them yet, because we chipped away. And, the first songs we recorded back in June 2020. So it's been a while. There's 10 tracks on the album. All of my previous singles will be on the album, because it's really nice to pull it all together as a season of my life and be able to reflect and be like, this is, musically where I was at for the past few years. And I think through all the hardships and the challenges, it's forever going to hold such a special place for me of being able to say that was, when I decided to dive in, go fully into music, commit to it, and just create music with some really awesome people. So I feel really privileged to have gotten to work with Rod McCormack throughout the whole process. He's been such an incredible producer, songwriter, partner, mentor. He's just been fantastic, with obviously his beautiful wife Gina Jeffries, guiding me along the way as well. So I feel so privileged to have them in my corner, and to have an album and be able to say, here it is in real life, holding it in my hands, is a very, very special moment. And I'm so grateful to everyone that has gone out and pre-ordered a copy.
And I can't wait when I saw the actual CD in your photos. I'm like, oh, it's pink. I like it. I can't wait to look through actually look at the cover.
Pink's my favorite color. And the best thing, when I sent it to Glenn Purkis, who did all the design for it, I didn't give him any guidelines or colors or anything. And I just sent it to him and said, this is what I'm hoping, to do, pull this together. Here's all the info. I just want it like soft and nice and country. And it came back and I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was looking after. No changes, good to go. I was like, yeah, love it.
That is perfect. Knows you well. He's obviously listened to the songs and thought about what you're about as an artist and a person and all that sort of thing. I love that. Kaz has popped up. I can't actually see it all. Great stuff. I love albums. Glad to see you. It was so quick. Your Tamworth this year, but next year, Kaz, we'll all get to see you. We'll get to see you properly and enjoy it. Jonathan has popped in and said hello.
Hello.
And Brendan said he's looking forward to hearing the final product. Me too, Brendan. I can't wait.
Thanks, Brendan, for your pre-order. It will be on its way.
So, are you going to release any more film clips for this album, or not sure yet?
Not sure yet. So obviously I didn't release one for Let's Pretend, but because there'll still be a couple of songs up my sleeve from the album. It's just working out whether I'm going to single one of those next, or whether it's time to, release something new again altogether. It's one of those tricky things. I'm just looking forward to seeing what songs people really like most off the album, if there's particular favorites, and just any chance to get to do a video is so much fun. And whether it's with working with Jeremy from Eyes and Ears Creative, or Duncan Toombs, obviously, but he's pursuing his amazing music career too, which I'm so happy about.
We had him on the show last week.
Oh, the nicest human in the world. He's just awesome.
And he's been hiding those vocals for how long? I mean, we always had him doing backup vocals and that sort of thing, but not like this.
I know.
It's like he's been keeping it all a secret from us all.
Oh, it's such a beautiful album. So I'm so thrilled it's out. So I know I should be plugging my album, but also listen to Duncan's if you haven't heard.
Yes, have a listen to both. Pre-order Courtney's, and while you're waiting for hers to come out next week, have a listen to Duncan's. That's
exactly.
We've got this. Now, we were just saying earlier before we went live, I buy albums now, but I don't listen to them. I put them aside and I stream them so they still get the plays and things. Do any of you guys still listen to the actual album? Because I know when it's on vinyl, I listen, because you can't really get that same sound in streaming. But tell us in the comments whether you buy an album and listen to it, or whether you buy it and stream it.
Well, that's the funny thing. When my boxes of CDs arrived, I realized I had nothing to play them on. So Mum went to Kmart, bought a CD player for I think $24, and we now have a CD player.
That is perfect. See, I put mine in the DVD player.
None of our cars have CD players either.
No, nothing does. Nothing. I have to play mine in the DVD player, and I actually, every time I do it, I'm like, how do I work it? Because I don't think I've watched a DVD for so long.
I know.
But how do I get it onto the TV now? Because you got to change it to. Yeah,
I know.
It was quite
technology. I think CDs are going to come back like vinyls have in my, that's my guess.
They might. They could well. But vinyl has such a special sound. There is a difference to the vinyl, isn't there? And Paula said, Duncan is awesome. Yes. And it's like, how do you pick one song off that album?
No, I know.
Yeah. You got to go to the launch for that one, didn't you?
I got to Tamworth like the night of his launch. So that was the afternoon. But living here on the Central Coast, he's a local here. And I got to go to his local show that he did only a couple of weeks ago, which was so beautiful, getting to hear all the songs live, and invited me up for a sing as well, which was really lovely. Yes. And he's just a beautiful human. So
that would have been beautiful. Now, your single launch, what are the plans for that?
Yes, so it's very exciting. I've got the launch next Thursday night, the 23rd, up here on the Central Coast. It's going to be a night of playing the songs and just getting to celebrate everything that's gone on these past few years. I'm going to have Rod McCormack, Jackie McCormack, and James Gillard playing in the band with me. It's just going to be so much fun. We're rehearsing on Friday, and I can't wait to, I've played a lot of the tracks acoustically, but can't wait to hear it come together with such incredible musicians. So it's going to be great. If anyone's going to be on the coast or in Sydney and want to come and drive up, grab some tickets and come along. It's going to be great fun.
I wish I could fly up for that, because I reckon that's going to be a great celebration, because I feel like the sense we first had you on the show, that very first time, this album's been in the making since then, and it's so exciting to see you finally pull it together and be able to release it, because I think had COVID not happened, you probably would have released this last year, earlier in the year. So it has been coming for a lot longer than originally intended, hasn't it?
Exactly. So I'm just so looking forward to it and can't wait to just celebrate the journey it's been and see what comes next, I guess.
Me too. I cannot wait. And I love that you're already planning ahead. So it sounds like moving past the album and the album launch this week, you've got a lot more planned for this year as it unfolds, by the sound of things.
Yes, definitely. And I think a lot of it as a musician is just, playing things by ear and seeing what opportunities pop up when they do, because so often, things come along that you were just never expecting. And it's so special when that happens, and you just have to roll with it, be open to new opportunities and meeting new people and creating new music. I think it's that's the real sweet spot, when things happen that you're like, wow, this is awesome. I never expected this was going to happen.
Yes. And I agree. I think some of the best moments in life in general are not planned.
Absolutely.
Like, those moments when you're with your friends, those things that you think back in memory, quite often we're not even what you were going to be doing with your friends that night, and they're the most memorable parts, aren't they?
Yeah. Totally.
Sorry, Dan, I just double clicked. It's a one click that one. Album as well as streaming. That's go good.
You've got it all sorted, Jan.
Yep, Jan's all over it. She knows how to make her listening count. And Ronnie said he's going to try and make it next week. Ronnie, you have to get some photos.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so good. Fingers crossed.
Paula still has a cassette player. I do have a cassette player, and I still have, I don't know if it works, but I still have my old Walkman.
Oh, wow. I love that.
A Discman. I found my Discman the other day. I don't know if they still work. I have to find some. They don't do the wireless earphones, so you've got to find some with the
Love it.
So I need to find one of those and see if they still work. But I found my Walkman and my Discman. My Walkman was like, nobody would have touched that, because I think that they would have lost their hand. It's like nobody touched Dad's record player.
I love it.
You didn't do that. Like, Mum put a record on Dad's record player one day, and Ira is so small, but I remember running to the door when he got home saying, "It was Mum.
It was Mum. It wasn't me.
Mum did it."
I love it.
No, it wasn't me. I promise. We've got lots of comments coming in. I hope the launch goes well, and she'll be there in spirit. Absolutely, Courtney. You'll have to get some photos at the rehearsals, and I love, especially bloopers. And Jonathan said he buys vinyls and CDs, but he supports his friends by stream. Yeah, it is the best way to support them. I agree, Jonathan. Actually, and I think one thing that I've noticed a change in is other types of merch sales, because a lot of people don't have anywhere to play your CDs, so they'll go and buy a hat or a T-shirt or a stubby cooler instead of when in the past they probably would have bought an album. And it's actually really good, because it's still supporting the artists.
Exactly. And any way to support artists, we're so super grateful, whether it's streaming a song, liking our posts online, buying merch. It all makes such a big difference, and we're so grateful, for all the support. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without all of you that support us.
That. No, that's exactly right. Exactly right. And Ryan has said, who did he say he went to see? Darren Hayes. Oh, that would have been a great show. When was that one? Was that recently? Was that on the weekend? I didn't actually realise that.
Great.
Yeah. I'm a little bit jealous about that one. And Paula still has a radio. I've still got my radio too. I haven't listened to my actual radio for a long time, but I do at work have one that I just play with my headphones attached to it. Courtney, we have already talked for half an hour. We're so good at this, aren't we?
Always do.
What did Alan Caswell? What did she say? Alan Caswell, the walking billboard. T-shirts, hats. That's a good point, actually. I like that.
Fantastic.
Oh, dude, that is very album style, isn't it? What have you got on this weekend, Courtney? Have you got any other shows coming up that if we can't get to your release that we could maybe come and see?
Well, this weekend I'm just going to be preparing for next week, really, getting just my head in the right zone and focusing towards that and get into next week. That's my biggest goal at the moment, is just being super ready, practicing the songs and just enjoying the week, getting to chat to awesome different radio media over the next couple of weeks as well. So that's just going to, fill out my next few weeks.
Yes, you haven't stopped. You need to slow down and enjoy this album, releasing it and getting it out into the world. Darren Hayes was good friend and said, "Oh, you got to go." I would have loved to have seen that. Did you ever get to see Savage Garden live or anything? I never got to see them.
They're so good.
I know. Look, there's so much talent, and he said that was this weekend. There's so much talent out at the moment. It's actually hard to choose which shows you go to.
I know. I'm so excited.
Have you got anyone that is on your list to see that you haven't seen yet? Like, anyone?
Obviously, I'd love to see Dolly Parton.
Oh, haven't you seen her?
I've never seen her. So I'm very excited. I hope no one's jealous. I did get Luke Combs tickets for.
Did you? Do you need some help?
I don't know if I should say it too loud. People come and mug me for them.
Gosh, don't give you a dress now.
Get 2 tickets, so I'm very excited for that. So that will be amazing.
That will be awesome.
And I'm seeing Delta Goodrum later this year, and I'm so excited for that because she was the first CD I ever owned. So I'm very excited to the Innocent Eyes anniversary shows at the Sydney Opera House. So I'm seeing that too, which I'm very excited about.
I was watching for her last tour. She did a lot of in the lead up to it and the rehearsals and the work, and she had to do, especially some of the songs that she released on that album, and having to get herself to sound similar to that, because she sort of changed so much as an artist. And I don't think you could go wrong with her. And Luke Combs, I actually got into the room, everyone was waiting for hours. I got in within, I think it was like 18 or 19 minutes, but it was fully sold out, and people were sitting online trying to get in for hours. And at that point, it was sold out. So it was just such
crazy. I honestly don't know how it happened. I went through within maybe 2 minutes. It just put me straight through. Like, I joined the queue, and it went through, and then it said, "Here's your 2 tickets," and I went, "Is this real?"
Yes. Am I being scouted? Are these the right tickets?
It was just absolute fluke. But sorry guys, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Well, you're gonna have to now. It's just going to be compulsory that you film some of it and put it up the next day so we can see and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Did you get seated tickets?
Yes, seated. I am a very big wimp when it comes to concerts. I'm not good with standing sections. I get tired.
I know. You get so sore. I usually stand, but I went to Keith Urban in December. And I struggled with standing, and I really struggled to the point that it got to the end of the show and my pain was fairly high. And I'm like, when's he going to stop singing? Because this is awesome, but I just need to sit down.
No. It's worth
Do you think he'd mind if I just sit here?
Go sit on the floor.
I'm like, this is going to be so rude if he sees me leaning on the rail. I just needed to. That's the worst part. So I will be seated next time. And I'm
all for seats.
Thank you, Courtney, for joining us. When we're finished here, can we pop the link to your album sales in the comments so that everyone can get them?
Yeah,
but you can go and listen to now your current single. They can just go and download that, whatever platform that is out already. Yeah. So you've got a week to listen to that one, and then you'll get the rest next week.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. And
thank you so much for all your support this whole journey. It's been amazing. So I'm so grateful to finally be able to say the album's actually coming. So it's really awesome. But thank you so much. Yes.
Where did you hang your award?
It is currently sitting out in our family room still at the moment, just kind of on our,
Mine is too.
I can't remember, sideboard table.
Yeah. Mine is too, because I keep changing my mind where I want to hang it.
I know, right? Well, it's
I
all
can
my
put it there.
mum placed it there and was like, "This is where people can see it." I'm like, "Mum, no,
Yeah,
one
that's
wants to see it when they come in." Like,
right at the door. Because I'm like, I could put it in that spot because that's a lovely, perfect spot for the size of it. But can they read it?
can they read it?
Is it too far to read that's got my name on it? Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. I have to think about that. Yeah. I don't want to put holes in the wall just yet.
Yeah.
There's another comment coming. Ryan, who said,
Oh yeah.
wow.
Seeing Ed Sheeran this weekend. Oh, enjoy.
Oh, gee, I need to move to Brisbane. It sounds good. It sounds really good. One day they'll come here. One day. Dolly Parton did come to Tassie and Kenny Rogers. They came together here one year. Actually, Kenny Rogers came by himself only a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
But Dolly, I remember when I was really little, Dolly was here because I think I was one, not quite maybe. So, yes, Danny had to move to Brisbane. It would be so good to see all of you all the time. I'd be on your doorstep every weekend, though, Jan. You'd be sick of me. But thank you for joining us. And if you guys are anywhere near Courtney for the release next Thursday, please go along because it would be so much fun, and send us some photos and videos. We'd love to see it.
Thank you. Thanks so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. And hello to everyone, and thank you for tuning in.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Awesome. So that would have probably been the same tour, Jules, I reckon, because there's a photo somewhere of me and Dolly and Kenny back then.
So cool. You got to tell me that story, Jules, later when we talk.
Yes,
next.
I was going to say we want to hear that next time we talk. Thank you, everybody. We will be back next week. We have got so many shows coming. We've got Laura Frank coming next week, and we've got who else have we got? We've got James Keith coming next week, and we've got JV Rail coming, and I'm pretty sure there's more, but my weeks are kind of not sure what's in next week and what's the week after. My brain's broken, but we will be back. So,
that's awesome.
See, this is why Jules is so good at what she's done. She's been doing this since she was small.
Yeah.
She knows how to do it. We need to get stalking lessons from Jules. But thank you so much for joining us again, Courtney.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. So much fun.
And I got to meet your lovely parents, so it was so good.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But thank you. Thank you for all you do for us. You're awesome.
And we'll see all of you guys. We'll see you all next week. So have a safe weekend and send us photos from all those amazing shows you're going to. We'll see you later.
Bye.